We're live. Go for it, Evan.
Instead of pork tenderloin.
Oh,
Vamos.
is that episode 20?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Adrian here with Mezzo Forte Sportz, and we're live. And I would like to say one message before we start, and that's, I don't know. Hey, what's up?
God, Adrian. Go for it.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Yo, what up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. That's right, bar talk for the super fans. We are chilling out with the crew. Who do we got in today's edition? We got the man who's walked the walk, now he talks the talk. It is Coach Tosco. We got the Red Raider, professional hater. It is Adrian. As always, faithful producer Crack AV, fearless host Danny BMD, and me, of course, your amateur hype man, Superman Art. We talking sports, South Texas style. Go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Yo. Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. Bar talk for super fans. Coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas to your ears. Providing some sports time for your free time. What up, this your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing? And how did your team do this week? Especially in the drafts. All right, guys. So how's everyone doing? I know we're off for a little bit. We have a little bit of a show tonight. We are gonna talk a lot of NFL draft, a lot of NFL in general, some Rodgers. So that's gonna be very interesting. Just to kind of do a little quick round circle. How are you doing, Tosco?
Doing good, guys. Coming off this weekend with some hope.
COVID.
You know, for a lot of people in Cleveland, but
True.
hoping that our team gets better. Hopefully.
Ooh, what team?
Don't make me say it. Just move on.
Adrian, what's up, bro?
Just chilling, man. Trying to overcome the fatigue.
The
Oh,
fatigue.
what? You just watched the damn thing.
All right, super fan Art, how's it going, bro? I love your shirt and the background.
I don't even know what your shirt is. What is it?
It is Darth Vader, my brother.
I don't like that guy at all.
It is a happy May 4th, everybody. This is Cinco de Mayo Eve. So we're celebrating Star Wars and Mexican culture. Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Been a little absence. But we got a lot to catch up on with our fans and the programming, so let's not waste any time. Was it Evan? How you doing, buddy? Shows you're live. That's right. You could sign. If the volume's not, you could sign. Just don't give us the finger.
Hey, sorry about that. I set my thing on mute for a little bit. Hey, thanks guys for having me on and being your sound guy. Let's talk about a little about sports today on May the 4th.
Do it. All right, guys. So, real quick in this case, just to double check on our stuff, on our itinerary for today, what we're gonna go ahead and actually do is our comparison. So, how do we do? How do we do your picks? As I post them up, I just kind of want to get your quick reactions. I'm just gonna do the comparison for obviously the first round. But I'll have you start, Tosco, just like your, for your first thoughts of, the weekend, and essentially, first round. I know we're going to go a little more into depth, but just like, your first glance thoughts. Talk to me.
A little underwhelming.
Dang.
That's crazy.
So no,
second most watched draft.
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't entertaining. I'm just saying it was underwhelming for the teams, I guess, not for the fan, right? Like watching it was fun or whatever, but I guess it was a little bit underwhelming, assuming what you think could have happened and what should have happened. And there was some surprises, of course. There was some moments of excitement, but I feel like I feel that certain teams could have done better, and I guess that's why.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Adrian?
I don't really see it as much as an underwhelming thing as it is. I kind of get Dosko's point though, where it's kind of like maybe some teams sort of didn't meet their bar, and so it's and I mean it's like I don't know. I don't really know if they needed it or not. Like some of these picks, like, you know, not picking offensive linemen, but picking receivers, like for instance, the Bengals, or, you know,
and I think we're gonna get into that a little bit later, but the fact that people drafted more for the name or maybe the fans are gonna
like the
like
stock,
this
like
instead of
like the ticket selling thing or whatever.
sure. It's like you probably, you know, pick some of these guys to sell tickets and to get excited, but realistically, you didn't really help the team. You know, like you already have some of this stuff and you're just adding more to it when you could have, you know, addressed big needs. But we'll get into it in a little bit.
right.
Yeah. So in this case, we're just gonna go ahead and as I get everything set up. So, you know, how do we do, team? All right. So, audience, you know, we obviously were surprised a little bit. I think we got like just like the first 2 picks right. You know, everything else is like
I got Mac Jones right.
15.
oh, the first 3
Nah.
picks. Wait, yeah. He got a trick, yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty.
And I
it's
think I
pretty crazy.
said, oh no. Never mind.
The what?
No, I was gonna say that I got the Dolphins getting.
Here we go.
But I
we
think
go, the Jabs.
What?
No,
What Jabs?
you're good.
No.
Go.
I was just saying that I had the Dolphins taking Waddle, but I don't think they did. I think they took. I mean, they did. I'm sorry. I think I had the Dolphins picking Chase, not Waddle, and I think they just, you know, Waddle. Chase got taken
because the Bengals got
Jamar Chase.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let me
So
post these.
we hit on some of these positions, but maybe not the right player.
Right. Well, I didn't know Jamar Chase was going to go number 4 or 5 or whatever. I think
guess-
it's 5.
And I guess that
that's
was
what I'm
one of the
saying.
biggest
That's what I'm saying.
surprises.
Yeah.
Or maybe the biggest F up. But we'll see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and hold on. Let me go ahead and pull these up.
I don't know, it's
for
crazy.
you guys.
Like Elijah Vera Tucker going early was crazy too.
That was another one. But that was a trade. Obviously, we didn't have trade, but
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Very, very nice.
The Cardinals getting Zavin Collins was pretty
not
crazy.
a great pick.
Not a good pick at all. I don't think so either.
Oh. He could have done better. We could have addressed more of a need.
All right, so these are these are like really, really small. I can barely see it. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and do this real quick. And just choose the players.
Oh, and that's right. And then they got a receiver in the second round.
Another miss.
I'll put you over
Don't
here.
worry, I'm gonna bring the Cardinals up later. They're part of my notes. They're part of my notes. So
Yeah, the Cardinals did not appreciate.
the Cardinals had a horrible draft, so we can go with that.
But you know, maybe it's more of an analyze. Like maybe you know, before previously in other drafts, you know, you'd be more fulfilling of your needs. But maybe now they're like, let's go with more like statistics, right? Like, who will bring more to this team rather than, you know, filling the need of what we need, like whatever, you know, like, hey, we had like 20 sacks last week or last year because, you know, we had bad left tackle. But if we get this guy, we'll put up, you know, 14 more touchdowns or some shit, right? Maybe they have some crazy shit going on over there.
Yeah, but you're still gonna get sacked 20 times.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And if you draft a receiver on a team that has a good receiving core and sign players to be on that receiving core in the offseason, and yet you still go draft another one, then what are you really doing? Like, is the receiver you draft, the rookie you drafted, right? Let's assume any team, right? If he's going to a team that already has 2 starting receivers, maybe 3, how often is that player going to be on the field? Yeah, he might play special teams, right? Okay, got it, right? He's a rookie. But then is he going to be in there on a 2 receiver set, a 1 receiver set? No, because you got your starters. 3 receiver set, maybe if somebody's tired, a sub. 4 receiver set, okay, you can go in, but how often are you in a 4 receiver set? Unless you're down by a lot and you're trying to come back. I mean, if you take a receiver like that, instead of taking, maybe a lineman because you have a guy that's never played or he's brand new, doesn't know what to do, throwing him out there, or a defensive guy who can be there, get the tackles, make the runs and everything, that'll be on the field more consistently, I guess that's where you weigh your options.
All right, guys. So now I was able to put it up in here. We'll kind of go over our picks compared to the first round. All right, are you able to see it by any chance?
Who are you talking to?
All right. Oh, he's not in. Super fan. All right.
You're gonna have to do this, Danny.
Cool. So we'll go ahead and get started. So in this case, again, the first 3 picks, we were right. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, Jets, Zach Wilson, and obviously, the third one was a little.
Correct.
Well, we're not correct. You did get Ohio State, or Justin Fields, Ohio State. You did actually go to the Bears, obviously not the 49ers. So we got that one wrong. Now, number 4, we actually got right. So Kyle Pitts did actually go to the Hawks, number 4. Number 5 is where it gets very interesting. So just, I don't know. I know we're just kind of talking about that. The Bengals chose Jamar Chase, LSU receiver. Tosco, what do you think?
It wasn't the pick that should have been. I mean, one thing you got to understand, and this is one thing that I try to, as a fan, right? I try to differentiate between the draft and the actual football that's going to take place.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell are both A prospects. They're top tier players. They're the best of the best that at college has to offer. Neither of them is going to be bad for your team. They're both gonna contribute immensely, right? Some are going to do it before others. Some will have a bigger impact maybe on another team after they get drafted. One thing you got to remember is that with all these players that were drafted, there could be some all-time greats in there. At the same time, there could be some all-time busts in there. The point of what I'm trying to say is you have to view the draft as more of a trying to fill out the team. The players that you pick, whatever you picked, if you fill out your team the way you were supposed to, awesome. If you didn't, then you're going to be judged based on whether that guy is good or ends up producing more or better compared to the guy you could have had, which in sense may not be fair, but at the same time, both players are top blue chip prospects. But for the Cincinnati Bengals, their needs as a franchise was an offensive lineman. They do not need Jamar Chase. Could Jamar Chase go in and help and be good and contribute and be a Pro Bowl receiver? Yes. But that might not happen day 1, month 1, year 1. Penei Sewell is a starting left tackle day 1.
Yeah.
So for years.
Yeah.
That is the difference between a need and a want.
Need for speed.
Both are going to be great players. The O-lineman was what they should have drafted.
And I don't know, it's crazy because like it's kind of like, I mean, your quarterback got hurt like pretty bad, bro. Like, protect him, you know. Like, I mean, I understand it was just like, you know, I don't know, like, and they know that it's there. I guess they're kind of thinking, you know, just I guess be fast enough to like throw in the ball. I don't know, but you know, I guess they can kind of figure that out. What do you think, Adrian? But the Bengals.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad pick. I think they're trying to do like, you know, trying to give some familiarity around Joe Burrow. Trying to get like a good cadence going on with it, with between the receiver and the quarterback. But yeah, I can agree with Tosco's take, because you know you don't know how long Jamar Chase will be there. Like, I mean, receivers are easily cut, you know, like their performance isn't really, their performance is their stats, I guess, are more monitored, you know, very nitpicked, very highly, rather than an O-line or offensive tackle, because an offensive tackle is like, if he's doing his job, and Joe Burrow is now, you know, under pressure a lot less, and all that, you know, it works out. This guy's gonna get his money, and you know, he's gonna be there for a long time.
Yeah.
And one of the things that O-linemen get away with is there's a lot of O-linemen that are not very good, but they play as a unit.
Yeah.
So when you put one of these guys that's not very good with next to a guy who's really good, right? Automatically, that's going to make him look better, right?
Yeah.
Because the guy who's good can point out who he's going to get. I'm going to do this. This guy's coming, whatever. Oh, I don't have the guy who's good. I don't have anybody. Let me help out this guy, right? And gives him a little hand, gives him a little shove, whatever. And this guy's becoming better, even though he's no good.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's good. He looks good because of who's around him, right? And it's a unit. It has to be cohesive. When you're a receiver, you're on one side by yourself.
Yeah.
And you're
On an
one-on-one
island.
with somebody, and there's gonna be somebody on you every time.
On an island, yeah.
And if they throw you the ball, and they only throw you the ball 5 times, you better catch it 5 times.
Exactly.
Because if you drop 2 or 3, doesn't matter what you did on the 2 that you caught, you're not getting the ball again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
So that's one of the things that you also have to take into account when you're getting, like Adrian said, they have an eye on them. We're gonna be looking at Jamar Chase. And one thing you gotta remember, the majority of these guys are gonna flop.
Yeah.
There is a 60% rate of these first round picks flopping. Not every year. There's some years where the majority of them are really good. But for the most part, in the last 20 years that I've watched the draft and enjoyed the draft and watched the draft picks, 60 to 70% of them, first round picks, all fail.
Yeah.
They don't live up to expectation. Don't get me wrong. Some of them end up having long careers. They're journeymen. They're there. They're on a team. They're a backup. They're a starter some years, whatever. But they never reach that first round pick potential.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl, All Pro, Hall of Fame status that they could have had. And they end up flopping. And so we got to be realistic with some of these guys that they're not going to be very good. Some are going to be really good. So, there's a lot of factors that go into this, but again, the team needs to go with what is needed, not what they want. So Jamar Chase was a want instead of a need.
Yeah, and I actually agree with that as well. And as also our next pick, which is the Dolphins, they got Jalen Waddle, and we end up choosing Devontae Smith. I mean, I guess it's like kind of like one or the other.
Yeah, we got the receiver.
Yeah, I got a receiver. So we got that one. Detroit was pretty interesting. I mean, I think that they did good. They got best available. We had them grabbing a receiver. But honestly, I think obviously Panay was there. Might as well take him, right? I mean, this guy's gonna be Dude,
He
isn't
was
he?
the number
Isn't
one
he?
player on
Isn't
their
he
board.
like 20 years old, or
Yeah, they're
21 or
young.
something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's crazy. Like for him to like, he's a big dude.
And some people were criticizing the fact that like, well, he didn't play last year. He opted out, right, because of family and stuff and COVID. And people are, not criticizing, but they're bringing up questions and they're doubting, is he really that good? But you just have to look at the tape. There's certain things. Look at the films. Look at the videos. There's certain things that this guy has, the intangibles that
he
a lot
has
of
it.
them don't. He has it. The intangibles are his feet placement, his hand placement. What does he do? His steps when somebody comes inside, the steps when somebody comes outside, arm placement, hip placement, everything he has. He can go and learn how to do the offense the way they want him to do, whatever. But the blocking aspect of it, the intangibles you need, he has them. They're there. He might not end up being a great player, but it wasn't because he didn't have the intangibles. If he's not a great player, it's because there were some other factors that contributed to that. But he is NFL ready to be great. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, cool. And then just and going on to Panthers, they got a JC Horn, corner. That was very interesting. And then we end up getting a O lineman for them. Adrian, what do you think of that?
I love JC Horn. I think he's gonna be great. I think they got a really good pick. I'm kind of sad that it didn't go to the Cowboys, but whatever.
Well, that trade that they did the week before messed it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know what the Panthers are kind of doing. Like they're kind of a little bit of a mystery.
They're in rebuild.
Yeah.
Maybe a rebuild you can say, but I think they already have pieces there. They have Jeremy Chin, they have Kendrick Brown, Derek Brown. They have DJ Moore.
Moore.
They got
Oh,
McCaffrey.
Oh yeah.
They have Robbie
McCaffrey.
Anderson. They have good pieces. It's just
I guess I should say more of they're building up more than a rebuild, actually.
yeah, they're already I think the rebuild kind of already happened. They're just stacking it and trying to make it as best as possible.
Yeah, trying to like organize the team, like kind of make it work or whatever. So all right, cool. And then so following, continuing on. Let's see what else we got here. So that's 16th pick. All right. So in this case, so on the actual draft, the Broncos did actually select Patrick Surtain from Alabama. We end up getting sending Trey Lance to Denver. We'll talk a little bit more about in a little bit as well. I think that Denver are highly in the Rodgers sweepstakes, so that might have to do a little bit with that. But just your thoughts, Tosco. What do you think?
Well, the pick wasn't done because of Rodgers. It was done because of Teddy Bridgewater. They traded for Teddy Bridgewater the week before. So at this point, they didn't know Aaron Rodgers was going to become available. But they got Teddy, they got a quarterback, so they didn't need to draft Trey Lance, and they took Patrick Surtain from the Cowboys. So that was devastating.
All right. So in this case, looks like the biggest rivals in football did shake hands for a little bit, and they did a trade in real life. The Eagles got Devontae Smith. We actually had obviously Dallas getting Surtain. Talk to me, Adrian. What do you think?
Honestly, I'm kind of upset that the Cowboys didn't take Devontae Smith. To be honest.
For
with you.
what? For what? Why do we need another receiver now?
I mean, it's just a rookie receiver that you have. It's free.
CeeDee Lamb was a rookie receiver we got last year.
Yeah, I know. And it's just a free pick. I mean, and you build value. You can trade Amari Cooper, maybe. There's a lot of like options that are available for you.
The Cowboys are in no need of free picks. All right. There is a lot of necessity on Dallas. So to say that we could have gotten a free pick, fuck no.
Well, the thing is like I wanted to see more of like a Mike McCarthy West Coast offense with like Devontae Smith and CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. That would have been.
What do we need Devontae
sick.
Smith for? He's too small and skinny. We already
Exactly.
have one of those. We already have one of those. CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is small and skinny.
Yeah, but he'll play like the middle, and Devontae Smith could play the 3-4 yard short route. I mean, we don't have a tight end. I don't think that's why. And usually we would have a tight end for that position.
But I don't think it was needed. We could make that happen with what we got. But the Eagles drafted Devontae Smith. I mean, it's what they needed. They need a receiver.
Yeah. It was either or. It was a pick of the lot. I know they really wanted Smith, though.
I'll tell you one thing. Out of Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, one of them is going to be good. One of them is going to be bad.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
It might be where they went, but one of them is going to be good. One of them is going to be bad. So.
Well, I can tell you that off of the stats. I mean, off of the off of what the Eagles look like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Devontae Smith.
No, but I'm talking about almost like in career-wise. One of them's going to flame out and the other one's going to be good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Devontae Smith's going to be on the Eagles for what, 4 years? 4
years for sure.
Yeah, he's not going to have a good time.
No. Especially when Jalen Hurts is
football
competing.
fun? No, football's not fun, sir.
But if he went to the Cowboys...
Okay,
I don't know why you're excited, because we are not going to have any cap space and we're losing all our players next year.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
all right. So,
to me, Micah Parsons doesn't complete the team at all. Like, as much as Devontae Smith would have had an impact in the Cowboys.
But I feel like it's like, instead of regular eggs, you got like farm raised eggs for the cake. Like a really nice linebacker, someone you can kind of really rely on, dude. Because
it doesn't matter. Our defense sucks ass.
But it's but like all your linebackers always fucking like get hurt. God damn. I don't even know who they. I can't keep up. Well, I try to keep up with the names a little bit because you guys, keep up with it, right? But they're always hurt. It's like a cursed position. Like, was it Harry Potter, Defense Against the Odds position?
Well, they're
middle linebacker for the Cowboys.
Well, they're always hurt because we drafted 3 guys that were always hurt. Sean Lee blew out his ACL in college.
Dang.
Came back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jalen Smith had a career-ending injury in his last game in college.
Yeah, that guy's. I don't even know why we drafted
The
him.
way he's playing right now is God's miracle. Leighton Vander Esch broke his neck in college, or broke a vertebrae in college. We've drafted these guys that are injury prone. So nothing's new there. We never drafted a guy that hasn't been hurt, seriously hurt. Michael Parsons is the first one on my board that what I assumed was the best offense and best defensive player. Michael Parsons was the number 1 defensive player.
Yeah.
Now, did I think the Cowboys should have drafted him? No. I wanted the Cowboys to get Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn, who were in the top 5 that I thought best defensive players. But Micah Parsons was number 1 because Micah Parsons is a game changer.
Yeah. He
has the speed to run down the field against your Kelce's, your Kittles, your Ertz. He has the speed and the awareness to come down the field and blow up the blocks and make the tackles on the run game.
What's a good comparison?
He can do that.
What's a good comparison? You would think?
Do you mean?
Like a player playing right now, or maybe just a player in general?
Sean Lee.
No, okay.
No, he's more physical than Sean Lee.
I mean, I would just say that because they went
Ray
to the
Lewis.
same school.
No. Ray Lewis couldn't really cover. I'm thinking more of maybe like a
Von Miller?
KJ Wright. Von Miller doesn't cover. Maybe like a KJ Wright from Seattle. Maybe like Anthony Barr, CJ Mosley. Okay.
Okay.
So
That's what's up, dude.
those kind of linebackers, he can be one of those. Eric Hendricks.
Like, and they can
Like,
they can cover TEs as well, whatever.
Mm-hmm. He's one of those real athletic linebackers. Now, will he fix our defense? Of course not. We need defensive tackle. We need safeties. You know,
Corners. Well, man, you got some.
Yeah, I mean, is he gonna help? Sure. Is it our defense is set? No, not by a long shot. So
yes. So going
Devontae Smith.
Num-
Smith. Can we still make a
number
trade?
11,
nah, I'm good.
Justin Fields to the Bears.
Bust. Bust.
We
Bust.
did have well, they did trade, obviously. You know, we have the Giants picking Waddle. Obviously that didn't happen.
That would have been
The
fucking
Giants
great.
made a bigger mistake. I love it.
That
They
was I don't know. I honestly have no opinion. I just kind of want to see like the first
we just need to wait and see what happens with Justin Fields. I mean, the Bears fans should be happy that they decided to go on it.
I agree that the Bears fans should be happy. I just think they should also be very cautious because it's the Bears.
Mhm.
Well, it's because the coach is
I was like, the
not
coach
very
is
good.
he's not like game time
Well,
decisions.
And I mean, like the last few QBs of the Bears have been like everybody, like from Cutler on, it's been bad. Like it's a graveyard, dude.
Dude. Okay. True or false? The Browns have had a better QBs in the last 6 years.
It's very comparable. I would say it's very comparable.
Then
Unless you're talking, like if you exclude
the Bears.
Mayfield, it's very comparable. You know, I would say it's probably equal.
If you exclude Mayfield, the Bears have better quarterbacks. Facts.
Okay.
Nah,
well,
true that.
I guess you're right because they had
He
what?
tipped the scales there.
I mean,
Who did they have?
Cutler wasn't bad. He just wasn't good. I don't know that.
Cutler. No. Cutler was good. Cutler was really good, except that Cutler wasn't really good all the time. He was really good. When he was on, it was awesome. When he didn't, he just went out. I still remember in the playoff game, that one playoff game where he took a run and he got tackled and I'm out. Like he barely even got touched and I'm out. And first quarter, he was out. He didn't play the rest of the game. In a playoff game, I'm like, you can't do that, bro. You're the starting quarterback. Like, you need to limp your ass out there and go get it done.
But then the man himself came up to show Jimmy Clausen, Hall of Famer.
Next.
You got his
Evan,
right?
Evan, change this. All right, guys. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So again, and the 12th pick, the Cowboys did trade down. Again, we got Michael Parsons. We talked a little bit about that. Adrian, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a great pick. I love it. I appreciated that they picked it. It was amazing. And I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, sarcasm. Hashtag sarcasm. You know what? Super fan Art, talk to me. I know you're a Cowboys fan as well. What'd you think? How was your house at the time?
No, I was watching with my pops. We were eagerly anticipating what would happen, and it was like, lo and behold, they traded down with all teams of the Eagles. What the hell was going down? But surprisingly, they made a pretty quality pick. Defense is always a need in Dallas. We are pretty decent already with some of our offensive pieces that we got going on. And I think they made this like the safe and smart move. For considering that they traded back, it was a quality pick, I think.
And picked up a third rounder. So
I was gonna say, So you got like a free third round pick, and you just moved two spots down. Cool. So and then the 13 Chargers, they did actually take an offensive tackle, Rashad Slater from Northwestern. We had them taking Farley.
JC Horn. Farley.
Farley.
Horn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
corner. So it's best available. I think. Just kind of like based off of their. I feel like it was based off of their board. I don't know.
Well, I don't think they have a left tackle, so
No.
um,
So it was a need pick, but it's not a flashy pick. But I mean, it was a good pick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the second best tackle in the draft. That's pretty crazy that he even got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, Panay got chosen like number 7th. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Vikings. So they actually did trade. Jets. They traded with the Jets. They
Mhm.
got Elijah Fred Tucker, offensive lineman. So the Jets are for real?
No.
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 Was
For
it a
real.
would you
They have a
consider
rookie
this a reach?
quarterback. Hey,
That was a good joke, Danny.
Yeah,
thanks
for
the laugh,
real.
Danny.
Well, I don't know. I
Um,
don't know. Maybe.
Okay, anytime you draft a rookie quarterback, you are not good. Okay, at least not the first year. Okay,
Right.
so no, they're not good. What's it called? But it's a good pick. They had I think they had one of the better drafts, and they were able to get Bear Tucker. They traded up. Some people say that it was a lot. They gave up a lot, but I mean, I think with Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker, that left side is
It's
solid
set.
for years. to
Yeah,
come.
for real.
And so at least Zach Wilson will know that he's not going to get sacked from his blind side.
Because I think Mekhi
He'll
Becton
get
is
that.
he's a first round pick 2 years ago or something. He
Last year.
he was rookie last year.
Yeah.
Dude, they're set.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's a good pick.
so 15 Patriots. We got it right. Mac Jones.
Mhm.
I guess we got that one 4 picks right.
Big Mac Jones.
Big Mac Jones.
I don't know. I'd like to hear what Adrian has to say.
Well, I mean, I got it right. And I think it's a
Yeah,
good
you picked
fit.
him.
I think it's a good fit. I think Bill Belichick already got all his players he wanted in the offseason, so he went with something
Let me ask you.
Yes,
Let me ask you something.
ask me.
The offense is obviously going to be built around Cam, right?
Correct.
And they already came out and said that, right?
Right.
The guys they signed on offense are to do like jumbo sets and to have like fucking 3 tight ends out
I was
there.
gonna say to double, triple tight end.
Run heavy sets.
Right.
If this is the
Power.
offense, they're gonna run. And let's say Cam Newton gets hurt because he gets hurt every year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Mac Jones the backup. Mac Jones comes in. How is Mac Jones going to be able to handle an offense like that? Do you
What do you
think he
mean?
will be able?
Um.
Because they're not going to change it mid-year, obviously.
No, yeah.
But what do you mean? If it's a very run heavy, I feel like it's a lot
Well,
easier for him to
because-
manage.
Well, yeah, dude.
No,
but he's
obviously, but no. But you got to remember,
but he's a rookie,
Cam-
bro. Like,
runs the ball.
yeah,
He runs it.
Oh, you mean okay? I see what you're saying.
that's true. Like,
And the routes that they have in those are not routes that are deep routes.
Mhm.
They are little short things that Cam can get done because he can't really throw the ball anymore.
yeah,
And so Mac Jones, I mean, is he gonna be? If a quarterback that's playing in the NFL obviously can be put in and can run an offense, right? No
yeah.
matter what kind of offense it is, because that's what the quarterbacks do. They've already trained their mind to be there.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is, do you think he will adapt to that kind of offense and make it work for him?
No.
I don't think so either.
So,
But I think
so
but it's
then-
Belichick. But yeah,
So the thing is, I
but
think that
doesn't
he's
mean anything.
I think he's a future QB for Belichick, and it's like
I
again,
agree.
it's just a Belichick project QB again, where
Well,
That's
if
the
you're
issue.
drafting him first, and that's
Well,
not a
see-
project.
well, that's the thing is that I think that he's always had these like QBs that, like you said, you bring up a good point because it's happened, right? Where Tom Brady will get hurt, and then it comes, like for instance, okay,
Jacoby.
like like Matt Castle is a perfect example, right? Because I think Matt Castle and Tom Brady had a lot of similarities. And so they could run the same, a similar offense. But then when it came down to, Jimmy Garoppolo or Brian Hoyer,
Jacoby Brissett,
or Jacoby Brissett, correct, and they put in the starting role with the same kind of offense that Tom Brady was running. It just
Ryan Mallett.
Ryan Mallett.
Oh, dang, dude. I remember.
And the whole time, these were just baits because they're just being traded to teams for like ridiculous.
And that's my point. So maybe what I'm getting at is maybe I don't think Cam Newton's the answer. I think after this year he's gone. That's it. But why are you gonna throw? I just feel that Bill Belichick, his years are numbered, right?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's already in his 70s, 60-something, 70s.
70s,
yeah,
I think.
right?
Yeah.
So let's say he's good. Let's say he goes another 10 years, right? But his years are numbered. He knows that he only has so many years left of coaching. I'm not saying he's gonna die or anything. I'm just saying of a career.
You got to find all those Horcruxes first.
Yeah. So the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, do you think he's gonna waste one of those years that he knows he only has so many left on a project, on a 1-year Cam Newton? Let's change everything up for Cam Newton, even though we know he's old and busted and it's not what he used to be. Like, I just feel that I'm not convinced that Bill Belichick is willing to throw away a year. Like, don't get me wrong, they signed a lot of good players. Their draft was decent, it was good, but I just feel like, we're just gonna commit to Cam Newton. Like, I feel there's something going on there. I feel there's something else that we're not noticing.
Well, yeah, you could be right. Also, maybe it's all just like, again, like a whole smokescreen with Cam Newton too, right? Like maybe,
and his wardrobe. That's a distraction from something.
Very much so.
No man dresses like that on purpose.
But who knows? I mean, I don't want to say it's exciting to watch the Patriots. I'm not going to say it's exciting to see Mac Jones. I don't think Mac Jones is going to be anything special, but I think that he is going to be a very moldable QB, I guess. And maybe that's what Bill Belichick sees.
Like Kirk Cousins.
Nah, not even, dude. He doesn't have any explosiveness. Like, I feel just like, he'll have like good, like, take your first read. If it's not there, throw it here. Kind of like.
I don't like the fact that after the draft they came out that he ran a 4.6 in his pro day, and it's like, well, why didn't anybody? Don't you think that information would have helped him? For the San Francisco to draft them, or for somebody else to draft them, go higher and make more money. Like, why not release that information before?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That came out after. Like, after the draft, they came out, oh, yeah, he ran a 4.6 already. Like, okay, like, why wasn't that thrown out there? Why didn't people know?
Let me ask you this. And it's pretty interesting. Do you think a lot of these players hide a lot of information so that they can get picked later, go to better teams or something like that,
I don't think it's maybe the players. I think it's maybe some teams. I think that, at the pro day, later. Think about it. Let's just say at the pro day, because I remember at the pro day, Mac Jones pro day, Bill Belichick was there. I think it came out everywhere. Bill Belichick was there. He was talking to McDaniels, and they're talking, and he was like, whatever, and they're talking to each other. And all of a sudden, he's like, whatever. Turned away, like, into is he like throwing it out there, like, oh yeah, this guy sucks, like, each other, and he goes and drafts him, he's like, is it? I think there is smoke and mirrors within the teams. I don't think all 32 teams were there. Well, maybe because it was Alabama, but maybe some teams were missing. It's like, hey, let's not say anything. The Bengals weren't here, the Cowboys weren't here, whatever, in case they get goofy or they want to do something, let's not throw out any information,
mm-hmm.
And not all the players get called by every team because they know that they're not going to be there. Like, guarantee you, Jamar Chase wasn't called by the Cowboys. Not like they called him like, hey, we want to make you a Cowboy. And I guarantee he wasn't called by the Steelers or the Chiefs or the Buccaneers because they weren't going to trade up to go get him. Like, no. Like, so maybe that's some of the information that they kept to themselves. Maybe you're right. But I do think that happens a lot.
Yeah, I think so too, because I was just thinking about the whole Eli Manning thing again, and that situation there.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Elaborate.
So when Eli Manning was drafted, I think the Chargers were going to take him, and
The Chargers did take.
the Chargers did take him, and then they traded him to the Giants because he was like, "I'm not going to play," and his dad got involved in shit, and he's not going to play for you. He's going to play for New York and all this shit, and
So yeah, because the Chargers had had the number one pick, and they didn't know. They hadn't made up their mind because it was Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger. Those were the 3 top quarterbacks in that year's draft. So they didn't know, who they hadn't made up their mind. So, and right before the draft, they were all there. They called them all and they said, "Hey, we don't know who we're gonna take, but there's a chance we might take, you guys. How would you feel playing in San Diego?" And da 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 da. One last little thing. And Eli Manning said, "No, I don't want to go play for your team. I don't want to play there." Because he didn't want to go to San Diego. So
just like that, damn.
Yeah. And it's not my preferred choice and da 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 da. They drafted him anyways. And when they drafted him, they went on stage, they're taking the pictures, and you can see his dad, Archie, was already on the phone, "Yeah, no, this is not gonna happen. We need to make something happen," talking to the agent, talking to the teams. And then 2 picks later, at number 3 was the New York Giants, and they took Phillip Rivers. They needed a quarterback too. They got Phillip Rivers. And right after they drafted him, the commissioner comes out, "There has been a trade," and they just literally swapped.
Wow.
And then the Steelers took Ben Roethlisberger a couple of picks later.
Dang. All right, guys. For the sake of time, let's go ahead and continue. So the Arizona Cardinals. This one, I'm actually gonna pass it along to Mr. Adrian. We did get choose for them to take Elijah Vera Tucker. They did actually take a linebacker. Zevin Collins, Tulsa.
I don't even know who that is.
I was like, do you want to elaborate on that? I mean,
yeah,
that's.
you gotta buy his jersey.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's really hard for me to ever see linebackers make instant impact day one. I think a linebacker is a lot like a QB role, where they have to learn how to read in this case, the offense. And start learning the different systems. It's a very complex role. It's not simply just go tackle that guy. You have to learn how to read the quarterback's eyes. You have to call the plays. I mean, it's a very responsible role. So yeah, it's just really it's gonna be a while before we ever see maybe if this guy's even good or not. So I don't really like that pick because I feel that they have other needs that they need, like cornerback, not quarterback.
Oscar, what do you think?
Yeah, they need another quarterback.
Okay, fuck you.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a great pick. Don't get me wrong. I think linebacker fills some kind of need that they do have, but like Adrian said, Adrian hit it on the head. It's a very difficult position, and everywhere you go, it's another system. Just like quarterbacks, like he said, it was a perfect example. Quarterbacks go from team to team. New offensive coordinators, it's a new system, new verbiage, new this, new that. Yeah, same thing with linebackers. They have to go new verbiage, new this. You're going to stand here. Instead of standing here, you're going to stand here. And, in my defense, you take 2 steps instead of 1 step. And then, in my defense, instead of looking at the running back, you're looking at the quarterback. So, there's just those little things that are different. And when these guys may not be the brightest color in the box, it takes a little bit longer for them to get there and develop.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, so... But, I mean, I don't think it was a great pick only because they probably could have gone him later. And
it was a reach.
They took him early. Yeah, they did a reach.
So I did have just a quick comment from one of our viewers, Mr. Alberto Camacho Jr. He's like Mac Jones all the way.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no.
Bro, what if he wins a Super Bowl before any of them? Would you hate?
I mean, no. I mean, it's like I said. Some of these guys are going to be like you. Just a perfect example. The draft with Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would take any one of those guys. And then the next year, you had a draft with Kyle Bowler, Brady Quinn, Jimmy Clausen, Kyle Beck, and none of these guys were any good. Jamarcus Russell.
I was like, Jamarcus Russell.
So I'm telling you, sometimes you have a draft where you have Hall of Famers, and then you have a draft where you have guys that lasted altogether 2 years in the NFL. I mean, it's the luck of the draw. I mean, I wouldn't hate if he gets a Super Bowl, but I will say it's going to be more because of Belichick and not because of him.
Mm.
Yeah, that is true.
And I think Jimmy Clausen should come back, maybe get another chance. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know why, but I fall in love with the weirdest quarterbacks. It's crazy.
All right, man. Start a GoFundMe.
What does that
Back
mean?
on the
I
team.
don't-
What does
I
that mean?
can't-
Yeah, 'cause he's
All right,
probably
so
poor,
for 17, I forgot what we chose. I didn't actually have it here. So I'm gonna put this away. So in this case, the Raiders did actually get Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle. I feel like that was a little bit of a reach.
a little more than a little bit.
So I mean, we'll go with that. And then so for Miami for us we actually did choose a edge Quiddy Pay, and the Dolphins actually got Jalen Phillips. What do you think, Tosco?
It fulfills a need that they have, pass rusher. They lost their ends this year to free agency, so I mean it's one of the things that they needed. They hit it right in the head. One of the best pass rushers in the draft, so I think it was a great pick.
Nice. And then just let's see, Washington football team. We did actually have them take Rashad Bateman, Minnesota, get a receiver. But Adrian, they took, was it Jamin Davis? Oh my bad. I can't even Jamin Davis, yeah. I thought it was like Jarman Davis. All right. Jamin Davis, linebacker, Kentucky. What do you think, Adrian?
I mean, it's the same thing again. It's
your linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, it's an investment. It's an investment position, and it might not work out. It's a lot like the quarterback, like Tosco said too, where you could have a draft where all the quarterbacks are fucking amazing, or you could have a draft where it's just you got Jimmy Clausen as your linebacker.
So the Giants on the 20th pick did take Kadarius Toney, receiver. We actually had them take what? They actually made a trade. We had the Bears take a offensive tackle. So the Giants finally got a receiver. I know we had I think earlier during the draft they had them take a receiver. It's whatever. You guys are all Cowboys fans, so I'm sure you guys don't really care about it.
No. It has nothing to do with that. It's a horrible pick because they have like 6 receivers that like are all starters on that team. And then they draft another receiver. And
you know what? The Giants are going to be great because of it. I'm telling you that the Cowboys should have done it, and we're going to get screwed because of it. I'm telling you.
Okay.
New strats.
We ain't found shit.
New strats. Yep.
So the Colts, we actually had them take Kadarius Toney. They end up taking Quiddy Pay, defensive end. Let's see, and then for the Titans, we got them taking a corner, just the wrong one. We had them take Newsom. They end up taking Farley.
Only because I think we had Farley being drafted earlier.
Yeah, I think so too.
This was before also Farley fell because of the whole injury thing that he had. So that didn't come out till after. So he probably would have gone higher, and maybe Newsom would have been the one. The other way. Yeah, Caleb would have gone higher, and it would have gone Newsom.
Yeah. So for 23, Vikings, I think they traded, I believe. They did get offensive tackle. We had them take Daniel Cosby. Not a very luxurious pick, not very sexy pick, but
They got Dershon, huh?
yeah, there's all. Wait, what did I say?
You said Cosme.
Oh
Oh, we had him.
no, we had
taken.
them. We had them
them
taken.
as Cosme.
Yeah.
Oh, but you didn't say who they got.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. They
Yeah,
got a Christian Derisol. Yeah, they got Derisol. So it's not a very
Steal that far down in the draft. That's a steal.
So just want to talk about. I really wanted Eddie B here. Talk about it a little bit. So just the Steelers did actually take Najee Harris, running back. Adrian, talk to me. What do you think?
It was so obvious that they were gonna do it that I didn't think they were gonna do it. I was like, when they were drafting it, I was like, they're not gonna do it because it's too. The draft has already been too crazy that I thought that they would want to fulfill needs now because people were taking tackles and shit, and they lost all their tackles, and I figured they'd take one before they were gone, but they went and picked a running back, and again, we've reiterated it and we talked about it a lot, and how's he gonna run when you have no O-line, right? So
Let's go.
It's a horrible pick. It's one of the worst picks in the draft. A lot of people are saying the Raiders.
Wow.
When Leatherhood was bad, I think this is the worst pick in the draft. Not because the player is bad. And again, reiterating this, these players are awesome. They might be great. He might be a Hall of Famer. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. What I'm saying is the team on draft night made a mistake because instead of Najee Harris maybe having 1,000 yards this season, he's going to have to wait another year until they go and get more O-linemen. Now, some people say, they got 2 O-linemen in the 3rd and 4th round. Yeah, but at the same time, if you look at the O-linemen they got, they're not ready to be starters. It's not like they're Penny Sewells, who that guy is going to be day one starter no matter what. He can be a day one starter almost on any team.
Yeah.
The guys they got in the 3rd and 4th round need a lot of work.
Yeah. They
got Kendrick Green from Illinois in the 3rd round. Good guard. Looks like a mauler. One of those guys that's going to get after it. But he needs a lot of work, especially in pass block. Dan Moore, huge offensive tackle from A&M. But he looks the part, but he doesn't really play the part. And they were talking about it on the draft, he's huge. He has the measurables are big. He looks big, but he's not really, he doesn't use his body to his full potential to destroy these linemen. There's a lot of games where he didn't destroy them when he should based on his size and his strength. And so these guys need help, and you're not going to put them in the game week 1. Who are you going to start? You're going to go sign some old free agent linemen that you can barely afford because then they don't even have money. The Steelers don't have money to sign players. So I think that's the reason why I think it was the worst pick. Not a bad player. He's a really good player. He's going to be a really good running back.
Yeah.
At the time, bad pick.
So for the 25th pick, we have so I'm just going to kind of go with what the actual picks are, not our picks, just for the sake of time. Mm-hmm. So Jaguars did get another running back. Travis, was it Eddie?
Etienne.
Yeah. Interesting.
Not a great pick. Not a great pick.
I don't think so either. I would have chosen an offensive lineman or something.
Well, anything, and just to point out, like if I was a Jaguars fan, I'd be really scared because I feel like if that's kind of like the path that the Jags are going to go, then I kind of feel like Trevor Lawrence is going to have a very hard time.
Yes. It's one of the things that Seabass said. They're going to be running a college-style offense. When the hell have you ever heard somebody say they want to run a college-style offense? That's horrible.
Last time I heard that was when the Dolphins were like wild card.
Chip Kelly?
Wildcat, sorry.
There we go. Good. Chip Kelly. And where is he now?
Yeah, He was successful for a little bit.
Literally, 1 year. Literally, he got to like 9-7. Literally destroyed the franchise.
Oh,
Destroyed
wow.
the franchise.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He had that team with like, the one where they compared to the Heat when they got Vince Young, Nandi Asama, and they got and another one and whatever, and they sucked. And they sucked for years.
Yeah.
And it was under him.
And he was also out of Oregon, and Urban Meyer again, not the same offense, obviously, but very well, actually, I don't know, because I mean the Tim Tebow offense, was very almost like a Chip Kelly offense in a sense, so
and that's the thing, like I don't know if they should. Trevor Lawrence is running a pro style offense in Clemson. I think that's the way to go. And I doubt, this is Seabass saying this. I doubt they're going to do something.
I was like, because it's Urban Meyer. I mean,
at the time, getting him when you already have a running back that performed well, and I know Seabass isn't here, right? He's not going to defend. He would be here defending the pick. And again, I don't think the player is bad. I just think you could have gotten something else at the time to make your team better. Travis, he says, Seabass said, James Robinson, how do we know that he's going to be good next year? He was an undrafted rookie that, had a good year, whatever. I'm like, so now you don't have faith in your guy. Okay, got it. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too and see it both ways.
Right.
It doesn't. It's just the way it is and the way it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Etienne was not the right pick.
So just kind of going down again the list, the Browns did actually get Greg Newsome, corner.
Steal the first round.
Ravens got a receiver, Rashad Bateman. He went down.
Very good pick, in my opinion.
I think it was a good pick. Saints did get Peyton Turner, defensive end. Now the Packers did actually get a corner. And the Bills, they get Gregory Rosso. Was it Rosso? Rousseau. Defensive end from Miami. And then again, the Ravens, they get another pick. That's kind of crazy. They did get Jason Owe. And then that was kind of, just I guess, the Bucks don't really need anyone or whatever, right? But they end up getting a linebacker. Adrian's linebackers.
Yeah.
Well, he's more of an edge.
Yeah, he's an outside linebacker.
Yeah,
he's an outside linebacker.
Yeah, but it's like one of the.
And Jason Owe is like the fit for the Ravens. Like one of those big, like just huge, massive defensive end that's like 6'8", like 340 pounds, like
Suggs type of.
Yeah, Terrell Suggs, exactly. That's,
that's exactly what they. Yep.
Yeah, so that's crazy. That two first round picks. That's actually pretty good. All right, guys. So we're just gonna move off of the draft a little bit, and we're actually gonna move right into our gridiron news. So I did want to get right into it because I know that I don't know. I just really want to talk about it. Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers, starting quarterback for the Packers.
Never heard of him.
He's not very happy. He's not a very happy dude. Talk to me, Tosco. What's going on?
Well, I guess the day of the draft, news reports came out that Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay. And it broke in the morning, and I guess maybe that's why I thought maybe the draft was underwhelming. Maybe I thought something was going to happen, right? And it never did, right? Nothing ended up happening. What ended up coming out, what transpired was that Aaron Rodgers came out and said that he doesn't want to play for the Packers anymore. He doesn't want to be on that team anymore. And
straight up,
the thing is that there's a lot of conflicting reports, right? And that same day, there was reports that he was coming out of Green Bay, coming out of Denver, coming out of Las Vegas, that, he's going to be traded to the Broncos. He's going to be traded to the Raiders. He's going to be traded to the Giants. He's going to get traded to somewhere else. And, the Broncos are so close. They're, they're right on the edge of making the trade. and nothing ended up happening, right? And they say that it all started because of last year when the Packers went ahead and traded up to draft another quarterback.
And just to add to that, I do remember when that happened, that reports came out that Aaron Rodgers had already said, like, he texted the GM saying, like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't even ask me about it. Like, he was really,
Yes.
but it didn't seem like he was mad. It just seemed more like, hey, you didn't involve me at all in this pick. So it was just like, weird.
So that's when the rumblings first started. He was unhappy because they drafted a quarterback. What are they trying to say when they need things for Aaron Rodgers? Think about it like this. He's 30 years old. His years are numbered. How many years are you going to have with Aaron Rodgers, who's playing at an MVP level? How many years are you going to have so that you can win another Super Bowl? You don't have very many. He's on a contract that has a couple of years left, where I think this year, and then he has an option to opt out. It's like, why would you piss him off? Why wouldn't you get something that's going to help the team win now? They drafted a quarterback. He wasn't happy. Then reports came out that last year, when the season was about to start, he had a real good relationship with one of his receivers. He wasn't the best guy. He was one of those, 4th, 5th string guys. Yeah. But it was one of those that had a good connection with him. He had good rapport with him. Came out the day before cuts saying, "Oh, he's a great guy. He's gonna help me out on the season this year. He's gonna be a good player, whatever." Next day, the GM comes out and cuts him. He cuts the receiver that he likes, and then it went on from there, right? It just went on and on and on, and you can even tell because Aaron Rodgers has a little an interview that he does every Monday. Like the Monday morning quarterback, he comes out and he does it every week after every Sunday, after every game. And every time he would come out, he would throw little things in there like, "Oh yeah, well, we'll see next year," right? Like, "Oh, well, little jabs in there, like you never know what could happen, like never saying that he was leaving, never saying that, but just throwing out little things that are like, whoa, okay, like, and so went on or whatever. I guess it all culminates now, and he wanted an extension, right? He wanted an extension, and the Packers wanted to restructure his contract. So I think he has 3 years left, but I think next year, this coming year is the only one that's, for sure, then he can opt out. But he doesn't want to opt out. He wants to restructure so that he can see more of that money and it's more guaranteed, or I guess it's a certain thing. It's a certainty that he's going to get that money instead of, well, I can opt out or I can get traded and that money's not guaranteed anymore. So he wanted an extension. The Packers wanted to restructure, give him some of that money, but not give him everything, but still add some years. He wasn't happy. And they've been trying to go at it, right? And then Aaron Rodgers said, "You know what? Fine, that's it. I'm out. I'm done." And then the Packers came back and said, no, we'll give you the extension now. And he said, "Well, you know what? F you. I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to play for this franchise anymore." And the reports are that he doesn't like the GM. It's Brian, right? Agent Brian Kuntikunz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So he came out and said that he doesn't like him. Well, he never said that, right? Came out and said that he wants him fired. That he would only stay if they fired him. Those were the reports that came out.
The ultimatum there.
Yeah. And those are the reports that came out right after the draft. Today, they come out and said, "Oh, no, he never said that. He never won." But, and then there were some reports out there that said, "Oh, he was going to retire." He said, "You know what? I don't have to play anymore. I'll retire." Then yesterday, there were some reports came out and said, "No, he's not going to retire. He's not contemplating retirement. He's going to play," right? Overall, the thing is that the relationship's not good. The relationship is fractured. I don't think Aaron Rodgers will be wearing a Green Bay Packer jersey come July, August, September. Wow. I think he's going to be on a different team. I really do think so. I think that the relationship is so fractured, might as well. And it goes back to this. We were talking about it with Deshaun Watson, and we talked about it. If this guy is not going to play, and he's literally saying he's going to retire, right? One, you're going to be out a quarterback. You're not going to have him anymore. You have to find another quarterback, okay? Yeah, you're going to be saving yourself on some money, but some of that money you're not going to see till later on, right? But now you have to find a quarterback on a team that is playoff ready, contention, Super Bowl contention is there. You have to find a quarterback now, right? After the draft, after free agency, when a lot of, 80% of the players are already set, right? And then, or you trade them, try and get some stuff back, try and get some assets. You're going to eat some of that money, right? Because it's going to turn into dead cap space. But you didn't lose them for nothing, right? Or you give in and you fire your GM and try and find some other guy and, hopefully he's happy. And I think there's a lot of, deep dives that we can go into any one of those things. But I don't know, Adrian, what you think about, the situation.
I think I don't know. I'm just so jaded that I don't think anything's gonna happen.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, it's if the reports are even true, right? I mean, the guy hasn't come out and said anything. He hasn't said, yeah, I want to leave, to the press or anything like that. So, I mean, everything's just been on the hush hush, I guess. And I don't know. I always feel like every time it's like this, it just kind of just fizzles out and nothing ever happened. I mean, I don't know. Because every time I see LeBron, he's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to another team. He says it, he doesn't even care. Or this is my last year here. And, et cetera. But, with Aaron Rodgers, it's I don't know. It feels very dramatic. And I don't know. I personally don't see anything happening. And if it does happen, then I wouldn't be surprised either. So,
but don't you think Aaron Rodgers right now can be comparable to LeBron James in the NFL?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Well, so then that's what I'm saying. If it's Deshaun Watson, yeah, okay, go do whatever you want, bro. Whatever. We don't believe you. Don't get me wrong. Deshaun Watson has a lot of potential. He's good, but he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Right.
He hasn't done anything. He made it to the playoff once and lost a game that he should have won,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, I mean, he has one playoff win that they should have lost, but that's besides the point. I guess what I'm getting at is I guess LeBron does that because he's know that wherever he goes, he's going to get the money, one, and two, wherever he goes, he's going to be able to pick the team. And remember, he only needs 6-7 players. Aaron Rodgers, if he goes and does the same thing, wherever he goes, he can go to the Raiders where they're saying that he's going to go, to the Broncos. He goes to the Broncos. I think the Broncos are in playoff contention automatically.
Yeah.
I think if he goes to the Raiders, it's a little bit tougher because that defense is not great. But I think that you go to the Broncos, you're pretty set. And just like that, going from a 5-11 team, 6-10 team to a playoff team, 10 wins, like that. I honestly think so.
Now
He goes to the Giants. The Giants are Super Bowl contenders, bro.
now
Yeah, I can agree with that.
now
Straight
real
up.
quick, do you think
And not only that,
go for it.
sorry.
Go for
Sorry,
it. No,
no,
go
no.
for it. Go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say, but not only that, but Aaron Rodgers going to another. Now, if he goes to let's say the Giants, right? Let's just say this. That's a big market team. Even the fucking Jets, right? And you're gonna get every player under the sun wanting to go play with you, just the way. And Tom Brady went to motherfucking Tampa Bay and got people to go to Tampa Bay. But can you imagine someone going to a big market to become, you have for instance, I don't know, let's say who's out there that I can't really see who would leave. I guess maybe let's just say for instance Mike Evans, right? Maybe he's on a contract year, it's up, and he could be a free agent, and and there's rumblings about Aaron Rodgers leaving, and Mike Evans is damn, well, here in Tampa Bay I'm just whatever, but in New York, I could be the guy. I can get, the sponsorships, the deals, everything, and all that. So, I mean, just the possibilities of that even happening too is just, it's crazy.
Next, OBK.
And my question is real quick, just to kind of throw a question in there is, how you're saying he got mad, that a lot of things with that kind of added up all the way up to it. Now, was it Terry Bradshaw that say that he was acting like a baby? He was acting like real weak. Just I know obviously it's a different era of QBs, and then there's a lot of credits and stuff like that. Is I guess the question is Aaron Rodgers getting mad? Is he like allowed that? Did he earn that? And did the team do enough to try to get him or try to make him happy essentially? And should they do that? Tosco.
I mean, I honestly think that's a great question, Danny. I think that's a great question. I don't think it's hard to say like, oh, well, he's own that, or what do you say? He's owed that.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah. I think they're from a different era. You said that, and I think that's correct. I think Terry Bradshaw sees things very differently, from when he was there to how it is now. I think with the amounts of money that is being thrown out there and with the scarcity of wins, you got to remember, Terry Bradshaw was a quarterback on a team with like 10 Hall of Famers. Like,
yeah,
he
cruised.
like,
I mean, he cruised. That was a real nice cruise.
I mean, that defense is one of the best defense ever. And he had great receivers and Franco Harris. I mean, I just think that it's a different situation. It's like coming in and saying, LeBron's being a baby. LeBron is being a baby. He should just shut up. He's being weak. Well, not really, because wherever LeBron goes, you put LeBron in the Spurs become championship contenders. I don't think they can win it, but they're contenders. You throw in with those guards.
They can. We don't need anyone. We got this.
Anyways.
And
did they lose again last night? I don't know.
I hate
No,
everyone.
yeah,
I hate everyone.
But and also I just want to say that I don't think they're babies, because these teams will destroy, like they will dump you, they trash you aside like nothing, like in a heartbeat. The instant that you are no longer relevant, you're done. And this is what happened to Des Bryant, right? Like I think he got like the dude did so much for the Cowboys, they trashed him, dude. Like that guy, he's not even gonna be a banner on the stadium. Like,
oh no.
And I think it's football really a lot as well, just because I mean there is a lot of players. There's a lot. There's a lot of culture within the team itself, kind of thing. That's why there's a Cowboys ring of Hall of Fame and all that stuff.
I think maybe that's where the view Terry Bradshaw had, like, hey, you're just one guy. You need 52 guys to win a championship.
Yeah.
To some degree, he's right. But if you don't have an Aaron Rodgers, you can have 530 guys on that team. They ain't gonna win shit.
I'm pretty sure the quarterback puts like more than 50% of the points on the board. I mean, with the receivers, right? But it's like one of those things.
I mean, but don't get me wrong. I mean, you need an offensive line, you need receivers, you need running backs, you need a defense. Yeah, you need a team. But you put Aaron Rodgers in any of these playoff contending teams from last year, they could have won the Super Bowl. They were a field goal, a head coaching mess up from going to the Super Bowl because he kicked the field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 1 and having the chance to take the lead. And then Tom Brady's going to have to make a comeback in the playoffs. I mean, could he have done it? Sure. But he messed up, kicked the field goal, and then the Buccaneers ran out the time. Like, why would you do that? That was dumb.
What do you think?
But-
What do you think, Adrian? Real quick. To that, did the Packers do enough? Does he deserve respect, or not respect, but just kind of like what he asked for? Can he, has he earned that? I'm talking about Rodgers.
I think he deserves everything. I think that it's like, I think this is again where you have this figure of this person who has put in a lot of work, a lot of years. What is he, like 16 years in the NFL or something, 15, something like that,
Something like that.
Where people misconstrue the way that the words come out, like because they the way they say it a lot of is like like Aaron Rodgers, you wants out, and when you say that, people are like, oh, what a baby, like I can't believe like
he's getting paid millions of dollars or whatever.
Yeah, he's getting paid millions and all this stuff. But I mean, he's looking out for himself. I mean, that's just what everyone else is doing, right? Like, and not only that, but maybe he wants to challenge himself, or maybe he wants a place where he can, be more like a LeBron role, right? Like LeBron's the GM of the Lakers. It doesn't matter who the GM is at the Lakers, really, or even though the coach is, really. Stuff like that. Like maybe he wants to be in a role where he can make the decisions, for him to lead the team, because he's let Mike McCarthy do it for so long and it didn't work out for him at the end of it all. And then, and then this new coach coming in and it's just like, now it's a lot more where he's a little bit distance away. Maybe that's what it is. But I think that, whatever it is at the end of the day, whatever he wants to do, is okay. I don't see no issue. And I think he deserves it. Yeah.
I think there has to be a
middle ground.
A middle ground in to where, okay, I don't think he has the right to go in and say, well, I need this and I need that and I need this and you better get me this.
Right.
Calm down, Kawhi. Calm down, Kawhi.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, sure, you're really good, but know your role and know your place. I mean, say what you want. Yeah, this guy, you only won one Super Bowl.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's an MVP, all this stuff, but he has to know also that just because you won a Super Bowl and you won a couple of MVPs, you can do and say whatever you want. And I mean, to some degree, it doesn't work like that. It has to be some sort of professionalism where you go in and it's like, hey, I think it'd be better if you get me this, or if we can get something like this and see what you can do, whatever. They hear him. If they do it, great. If they don't, you can't complain.
Yeah, that's not your role.
Employee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're an employee for this team. Like,
right.
You got
see,
to do your job, and you have to do your job with what we give you, whether you like it or not. Like, you signed it.
But see, that's the thing, is that there could be a team culture. I think especially with the Broncos, right? I feel like with the Broncos, you already have a lot of executives in that team that are NFL player. Like for instance,
Elway.
John Elway, thank you. Who you can talk to and you can relate to, and and it's those player exec roles that you always have, where it's always like there's always some sort of like, oh yeah, I played football too, and I'm a Super Bowl winner and all this, and yeah, I understand what you're saying, yeah, and that's why Peyton Manning, John Elway were like pretty successful. Peyton Manning had a lot of influence, and how that team was going forward in terms of. But
it was a give and take, and now
right.
It also needs to come from the GM to where he was a new guy. He got hired recently because Ted Thompson, he got fired. He got let go a couple years before. He was new. He's young. You can't come in and say, I'm the guy in charge and you're going to listen to me. I don't care if you're an MVP, like that. Well, that's not the best way of leading and being the man in charge, because now you already got what your talent, what you're trying to do. You got them against you. And remember, they're probably going to let go of you before they let go of the MVP.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, We don't know if he's doing that. Obviously, we don't know. There may be reports coming out, and remember, like, who knows where these reports come from?
Right.
It could be a freaking janitor that works at the Green Bay, facility. That
No,
could be
bro,
letting
I
all this
heard.
stuff out.
I heard.
Yeah, exactly. He was sweeping in the next room, and he heard him through the van. Oh, I heard these words. Let me put it together and throw it out there. Like,
and I read an
you don't
article
know.
that was very interesting once about like when these things kind of happen where someone grabs a headline and eventually like, you know, people start kind of like trying to find any other source as well, like you said, like a janitor or whatever, and they'll try linking that and reaching and grasping for straws to sort of find, like, verify that what, you know, oh, Aaron Rodgers fucking slapped the shit out of, you know, I don't know the fucking coach, I forgot his name, you know, and whatever. And so they're like, oh, is this true? And they'll fucking go and they'll try to get anybody who can say, oh yeah, I think I saw him, like, you know, wave at him or something like that. And they're like, oh, there it is, you know, stuff like that. So
a great example was last year when Joe Judge, the head coach of the Giants, in the middle of the year, he got into it with Mark Colombo. Mark Colombo was their offensive line coach. And it was after the game. I don't know what happened, but Joe just didn't like the way the O-line did things. So he said, you know what? I'm going to come in here and we're going to do things this way, this way, this way. Mark Colombo didn't like it because it was like, well, I'm the O-line coach. You know, you should talk to me, whatever. They had words. Apparently, they got in a fight, right? The next day comes out, headline in the morning, a big, you know, brawl after New York, their Giants game. Head coaches, the coaching staff all got into it, and then it was like, you know, it grabbed headlines. It was like, oh, you know, whatever. Then it came out to where they had words.
Someone
Judge
pushed
got in his
someone.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like a push that kind of looked like a punch, and he told him he was fired or whatever, and that was it. Like, there was no brawl. There was no like haymakers thrown and beat up and blood everywhere. That did not happen.
Yeah.
But it was, that could have been a trainer, an intern, somebody, you know, that was in there, saw something, shit, you know, bro, and sending it out to Schefter because they think, you know, whatever, you know, and
Just
they're trying to get the headline.
DMing him on Twitter.
Yeah, and then that one time Parcells got mad at Bledsoe, and then the next day there's a headline saying that Parcells like beat the shit out of Bledsoe, and it was true.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
some of those are true.
So my next question in this case, I guess we kind of asked that, like, what is it that Aaron Rodgers actually wants? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
Like, what? I guess the next better question would be, if you were Evan Rodgers, if you're Aaron Rodgers, what would you want?
I am.
I mean, that's a weird question.
Because he's getting paid. Like, you know, I'm more than anything, and like the reason why I kind of asked that more than anything is like, he's getting paid, right? Does he want respect? Okay. Does he want control? Does he want ownership?
Money or the ring?
I don't think any of that is plausible, Danny.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a hard question to answer. Because, he's going to get the money wherever he goes. He stays, he's getting the money. He goes, he's getting the money. I guess maybe he gets the satisfaction if he gets the GM fired, right? If that's what he wants. He came out and said that that's not what he wants. But no, he didn't come out and say it. It was a report that came out and said that he doesn't want this guy fired. After a report that came out that he said he did want this guy fired. So I don't know.
Drama back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We don't know how much of this is him. Maybe the headline came from a driver that drove him from the Kentucky Derby to his hotel.
Yeah, the taxi driver.
Somebody.
The Uber.
Yeah, the Uber. He was talking to somebody. Right? Oh shit! Aaron Rodgers in my Uber. He said this. Yeah. Like, we don't know. I think the next question is, if he does want to get traded, and he says he wants out, still wants to play. He says, I don't care what the Packers do. I don't want to play there anymore. Where or do the Packers trade him or they make him retire? I think that's the next step. I think we're already to that point.
Yeah, really. I was gonna say, I think Well, how
because
does
the
it?
Packers came out.
How does it work, bro? Like where you can retire and come back, your contract has to end, right? Like technically.
Well, you have to be a year of retirement.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, no, actually,
Yeah, it does.
It depends on your
doesn't your
It
contract.
depends on the
contract.
contract.
Yeah, like
it
say
depends
like.
how long it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, if he has 4 years left in his contract, he has to retire for 4 years.
Yeah.
Because when he comes back,
This would be a
that
new
contract is the old contract stays, comes back.
Oh dang.
So
okay.
yes, but there's it's more complicated than just, hey, we're keeping the same contract. He's not going to get the same amount of money, and there's other things, right?
Yeah.
But
And also,
I think since he has the opt out, I think he just has to retire for 1 year.
yeah,
Out
exactly.
for a
That's the
whole
one.
complete year.
Mhm.
Then he can come back, opts out, and then he can go and be a
Right.
free agent.
Right. That depends on like the writing and the language inside of there as
Yeah.
well. Right. Like,
And another thing is, though, if he retires, he doesn't get all of the money
Nothing.
anymore.
Yeah.
Well, he gets something, but he doesn't get the 50, 60 million that was guaranteed. That's gone. Whatever's left.
Yeah.
the only thing I think that's true is the only thing that I think is like honestly happening is the Broncos actually calling the Packers right now every
Yeah.
fucking day, every minute, saying we will give you
guaranteed.
literally 6 first-round picks right now.
Like, we'll
Like
give
that
you-
shit is going
we'll
down
give
right
you
now.
The 2020 draft and
Yeah, exactly.
And you joke, but that was what some people were coming out and saying. It's like, if I were the Denver Broncos,
sell
I have all my
dude.
7 picks next year. I mean, for
Yeah,
Aaron
seriously.
Rodgers,
Seriously.
and it goes back to some of that, it goes back to the conversation I was having with Seabass last week, where it's like you take
Second
a
and third
chance
round.
with you take a chance with a second and third round guy that has the potential to be something good, or you get a known commodity that is good. That maybe you don't have him for 10 years or 4 years, right? Because realistically, how many players actually stay for all their career with one team now?
Mhm.
Before, we used to see it a lot. Now we don't.
True that.
One, salary cap, contracts, they're too big. Like, I would love to see Zeke Elliott in a Cowboys jersey for his whole career. I know it's not going to happen, especially after this year. He's going to get cut. We owe him too much money, right? Byron Jones, I wish he could have stayed. He was a
I
great
know.
quarterback.
Holy shit, dude. I would have been
But I knew we couldn't afford him. So,
well, because
he's
he got
gone.
too good. We should have just chopped his leg off or something.
Oh,
Well,
God,
we signed DeMarcus Lawrence.
that won't solve nothing.
And so that's what I'm saying. Look at Leighton Vander Esch. We already declined his 5th-year option.
Mhm.
So this year is going to be he's going to become a
Third.
free agent after this year.
Yeah.
No, it's his 4th year. So, it's like, that era of, we had this guy for years. It's what happens, once every so often. It's not going to happen anymore.
Mhm.
So would you rather keep a guy that's a second, third rounder that became good, now he's gone,
And this is
or you get a good quarterback that is good for
And-
the last 3-4 years of his career?
And this is the thing, right? Like, okay, let's say the Broncos go and they trade the house, right? Like, okay, we'll give you 5 second, whatever, something crazy, right? Even then, it's like if they don't get Tom Brady, holy shit. If they don't get Aaron Rodgers, right? Let's say they don't get him for the next 5-6 years anyway, they may not be good. They may suck, right? Whereas if you can get Aaron Rodgers now, like that's such an immediate improvement for your team that, I mean, the sky's the limit now, right?
And
You
that's
could-
another thing. It's
Might as
that's
well
exactly
throw the
right. Like,
dice. Might as well just throw the dice.
yeah.
I mean, would you rather knowing that, okay, we're rebuilding, we're getting these young kids or whatever, knowing that you're probably not going to be good for the next 3-4 years, or give those picks up and get this guy that will make your team better, put you in contention, and then see what happens? I mean, and it goes back to the Terry Bradshaw thing. It's like these guys have more leverage. Aaron Rodgers can go and whine and cry about it
Yeah.
because there's not that many Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw wasn't a great quarterback.
No.
He was good. He had really good seasons or whatever, but he wasn't an Aaron Rodgers quarterback. You look at the stats. No, I don't think it's close. I'm pretty sure it's not close. So,
No.
no, it's not, And even they were even talking about, some of the Hall of Famers that were on that team, like Lynn Swann.
Yeah,
Lynn Swann's a Hall of Fame
Swann.
receiver. You look at Lynn Swann's numbers, they don't compare. They don't compare to receivers nowadays.
Yeah.
There's receivers now that have more receiving yards, more catches, more touchdowns than him. And these guys are not going to be Hall of Famers. But again, it's a product of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a pass heavy, spread offense.
So I just want to say, Claire, I just want to say this. Lynn Swann's best year was in 1978. And he
barely had
received
1,000 yards, right?
He didn't even get 1,000 yards, 880
He never
yards.
had 1,000 yards. Yeah, he never had 1,000-yard season, right?
Never had 1,000 yards
That's
season.
what I'm saying.
Wow.
He never had 1,000-yard season. You have guys. Des Bryant probably has more yards and more touchdowns than Lynn Swann. Des Bryant's not gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, think about it like that.
It's all relative, yeah.
Yeah. So Terry Bradshaw can say he's whining, he's crying, or whatever, but I mean, it's a product of the times. You can get an Aaron Rodgers on your team. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I can win a Super Bowl, especially if I'm a franchise that's bad, that hasn't been good, that's been struggling, never won a Super Bowl. I'll go all in and might as well take a shot. Maybe you never get another shot like this. There maybe not going to be another Aaron Rodgers for 10, 20 years.
For a while, yeah. Might as well. Yeah, and like you're saying, if you know you're going to not be good or, might not be good, but you have a chance, might as well just go for the chance. I don't know. This whole Aaron Rodgers thing is like kind of crazy. Now, the one thing I just did mention, just because it kind of, it didn't drive me nuts or whatever, but, and I understand why he would get mad, but where they got Jordan Love. Now, I did think, obviously, they did overreach for him. He could have gotten like a, second, third, whatever.
You could have got Jordan Spieth. It would have been better.
Okay, dude. But the fact that he was mad about it, like, oh, you guys, chose quarterback. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, first of all, like, the world doesn't actually revolve around you, unfortunately. And it's specifically in the fact that, like, we still got to think about, like, our, like, future and shit, like, after you leave.
Should you though?
I mean, like, okay, let's go ahead and see this. Should I have a safety net or should I not? Might as well build something on it or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Jordan Love is the answer at all.
No. The guy doesn't have to be the answer. He can be a Hall of Famer for all we know. But it goes back to what I was telling you. But they drafted Jordan Love with a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Knowing that they have Aaron Rodgers and a team that's in the playoffs every year. Yeah. That can compete for a championship if they get maybe another lineman, if they get a tight end, if they get a safety, if they get a defensive lineman. Those moves that can have an impact.
Immediate.
Jordan Love may be a Hall of Famer, but has Jordan Love seen the field?
Yeah.
Has he stepped one game on the field?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, like, I'm saying, like, kind of like...
they could have gotten an offensive lineman that could have started this past year.
Yeah.
That could have started when Bakhtiari got hurt.
So
a defensive lineman that could have been in rotation, that couldn't have gotten a sack against Tampa Bay and would have stopped them from running out the clock. And instead of Jordan Love, who's on the bench doing nothing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, like you're saying, he might be a Hall of Famer for all we know. But more and I understand the fact that he was mad. That, like, come on, guys, like you're saying, like, get an actual impact player. Like, we're going to the playoffs. Like, we're fourth place every year. Like, we're not that far. But they fucked up, whatever, right? But just, like, I mean, don't get mad at the guy. Like, the guy has nothing to do with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Jordan Love? Get mad at Jordan Love?
Yeah, because they're like, no, whatever. Because I don't know.
I don't think he's mad at Jordan Love.
Yeah, I think
honestly,
I don't
really
think so.
don't.
I don't think so either. I just think he's just kind of mad at the fact. But I think that the fact that, like, I don't know, I feel like kind of like I don't think he's gonna come back either. But the fact that, like, he just got chosen, it was just like, oh, look at this guy, like he kind of represents the mistake that the team did did or whatever instead
I
of.
mean, it is what it is, and that's what he's going to go down as. He's going to go down as a quarterback that got rid of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, unless he does something great, he wins a Super Bowl for the Packers, then that will be forgotten. But until that day happens, he will be the quarterback that ran Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay.
I mean, it's kind of like Brett Favre. I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers did to Brett Favre. I mean, not ish, but
I don't know. Well, maybe, but at the same time,
Hope Aaron Rodgers goes to the Vikings.
Oh my god! Then the Jets.
Brett Favre at that time wasn't having those great seasons. They drafted Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers sat for like a year or two behind Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And Brett Favre was still the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
They waited for Brett Favre. So they saw, you know what, we went from 11-5 to 10-6. Now we're 9-7. Now we're 8-8. I think it's time. And they traded him. They actually traded him to the Jets, and then went to the Jets. Wasn't very good. Went to the Vikings. Was good.
Yeah,
they had a better team. Yeah, they lost in the NFC Championship, but I mean,
field goal.
Yeah.
I think they messed up a field goal, right? It was a messed up field goal.
Yeah, they messed up field goal, and they actually beat the Cowboys in the playoffs that year. So another year they made it to the playoffs for whoever saying that. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it just, I just think, if you're the Broncos, if you're, I don't even think he would be a good fit in the Raiders, but it's Aaron Rodgers, right? So
yeah, you can't really, there's no bad fit for him. Real quick, so we're just gonna kind of go our final topic for the night. I know we've actually already talked about it in the podcast. Just Tosco has never actually had a chance to talk about it. So, real quick, like this year, the NFL is actually adding an additional game. So it's no longer.
Wait, what?
It's no longer a 16th game season. It's actually 17.
Regular season. 17-game regular season.
I'm sorry, regular season. So I know we've all kind of given our take to it. I just want to go ahead and hear Tosco. So Tosco, what do you think about the 17th game?
Oh, cool, Tosco. Thanks for your opinion. All right, so the next topic is.
Go ahead, Adrian. If you want to go first, you can go ahead.
I don't have anything to say about it. I think it's stupid. I think it should be rid of. I think that the NBA play-in tournament shouldn't be a thing. Oh, we're talking about NFL. My bad.
Well, what do you think?
I actually like it because it increases the cap.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
I don't think it increases the cap.
You don't think so?
What? Well,
okay. No, he said.
I don't think any.
Yeah, he said he asked if you don't think
I
so.
didn't hear him. I was laggy.
Yeah, he said he asked.
Why would it increase the cap? Why would it increase the cap?
Yeah.
Oh, because there's more football games, and that means you have to pay the players more money.
Well, okay. Well, you're half right, because it's still the same amount of games. It's just they're taking one preseason game off and they're adding it at the end of the year. So it's still the same amount of games. Now you're right. Not all the starters play in all the preseason games.
I was like,
they don't. The stadiums sometimes don't fill out where it's been in preseason. You're right. Is there going to be more revenue? Sure. Does that revenue go back to the players? It does not. That's one. The players are not going to get paid more because they're playing the game more, right? That's something that is unprecedented yet, because we haven't gone to that point.
But the cap has increased as revenues increase, right? That has been that is the correlation.
Sure. Well, there is some correlation there, but now on the players, sure, you might get a bump in money, $1 million more, $500K more because you're playing another game, but it also increases the injury rate a lot more than how much you're going to get paid.
That's what Superfan Art was talking about.
The injuries are going to be higher, right? Correct. Because now there's another game where you can go out there and get injured, career ender, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. Another thing, schedules are going to be weird. Schedules are going to be all up and down, all over the place. Do you think it's fair? And we saw it last year. The Steelers had their bye week 2 or week 3. That means they had to
'cause of
go.
COVID.
They had to go fit 14 games without a bye week. Do you think that affected them? Hell yeah, it did. They were tired. And that's going to happen a lot more often now because they have to spread out the bye weeks now differently.
I think it's good for fantasy.
It doesn't make a difference for fantasy. Fantasy ends week 16, week 15. Makes no difference.
Yeah.
And what, do you think the games are going to be more important because there's one more at the end? It makes no difference. The teams that are going to be out are going to be out. A week later, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the teams that are the 1 seed are still not going to play their guys the last 2 games. Like now, instead of 1 game, they're not going to play them the last 2 games.
Well, see,
So
here's
why
the
would
thing.
you have-
Well, that's what I'm saying. There you go. Good point. That's actually a good point. I like to see is that they've increased the games, but then that just means that teams are going to sit their starters out even longer.
Yes, and what's going to end up happening is we're going to see what the NBA is doing now, where they're having the night off, or what is it, the game tiredness or whatever it's called,
time management.
Time management. So what happens? Oh, look at Doncic. He's going to come to come play the Spurs. Oh, time management. You're going to see him on the bench. That's cool.
But hey, I
That
mean,
takes
baseball does it all the time. So
yeah, but baseball plays 162 games.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, come on, man, get your arm in check. You know what I mean?
Yeah, NFL only plays 17 games. And do you realistically think that the Packers can go without one Aaron Rodgers game?
No. Maybe maybe the last
Jordan Love, baby,
one.
first
Oh my
round.
God.
I mean, and now they haven't said that they're gonna make the rosters bigger because now you're adding
I was
a
gonna
game.
say,
I would feel that
I was gonna say,
the
yeah,
rosters are
because
the
like
same.
I was like saying, because I mean, practice squad and stuff like that. I mean, you have another, like you were saying, you're more injury prone. So like, hey, dude, give me more reserves. Like, no, like
They haven't said it. No, they haven't said any of that.
I would say that's probably if they do that, then the cap's gonna increase for sure.
Yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
at the same time, yeah, but you're also citing, yeah, but this is where people get greedy, where it's like, oh, the cap got bigger. Oh, do I sign 3 practice squad players or do I go sign Richard Sherman? Let's get Richard Sherman.
And that's front load his contract, baby.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
God.
that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. And then those are the same teams that are gonna be like, well, we have numbers, we have too many guys out, and we don't have the numbers. And well, you could have signed those cheaper free agents at the beginning of the year, but you wanted to get all flashy.
Yeah, B
Yeah.
plus. You can get a couple B pluses, and you wanted a
They
A
wanted to
plus,
go.
one
They
A
wanted to
plus,
go.
and done.
They wanted to do Madden Ultimate Team style, you know.
Hard.
All right, let's go.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
And the last thing is playoffs. They're not changing the playoff format. So, there's one more game. The records are going to be, a little bit different now. And now, what about the playoffs? We're still only going to have 6 teams?
Playoffs?
Like, I think there needs to be a change there too. Maybe a playing game, maybe something. I don't know.
Well, and
But-
also interesting is that I don't know. I'm just talking on my ass, but does the 17 games mean that there's more chances for like ties and shit like that? That would suck. Like, now your tiebreakers are coming down to like
2 or 3 games and shit.
how many rushing yards did you get, as opposed to the other team or some shit. I don't know.
And well, that's a good point because, first it's like, okay, division record, then it goes conference record, then it goes, now the opposing conference, how did you do against them? And then, and then it goes down to like, yards and deficiency. And, maybe we will have, I know I've seen it a couple of times where it's gone down to something like that.
Yellow cards.
Yeah, I mean, at this point. So, I mean, I think it's
Fucking fair
not a
play
great idea unless they make some changes, but we need to see that happen.
Nice, guys. So yeah, so I don't know. I agree. We have like kind of, that devil's advocate view as well. We're like, as a fan, obviously we want to see more games, right? But
Not me. Fuck that.
But the players can get hurt. I mean, this is the bottom line. It's football. You can't really, take it easy in football or whatever.
Everybody
So-
that says, "Oh, it's another game's gonna be awesome," and then when in that 17th game your quarterback gets hurt or your running back gets hurt, and you're gonna not have them for the playoffs, or you're not gonna have them for the following year, we'll see if you enjoyed that last game.
There you go. So we'll see what happens. The NFL has been doing a lot of experimentation lately. So we'll see what happens with that 17th game. See what the logistics on that would be, especially specifically come playoff time, because they did add another 2 teams to the playoffs as well. So
That's not.
so-
Oh wait, you're talking about basketball.
no, oh yeah. I'm talking about it is basketball. It is basketball. Yeah, NFL they were talking about it, right?
Well, they're talking about it. They haven't done it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. No, yeah, basketball they did another. Well, I mean, they have the play-in tournament, so it's like a little, weird. All right, guys. So we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today.
It's called the ball card.
We're gonna wrap it up for today. We are gonna go ahead and just continue our talk on Thursday, but that is gonna be it for this week's episode. Thank you guys for chilling us with us this time. Hope you guys can chill with us next time as well. Go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Studio 13th Day. That's music and graphics provided. We have Tosco, Crack AB, Superfan Art, and Adrian for our broadcast tonight. This is Danny BMD, your host, signing off. See you later. Take it home, Arturo.
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is Green Bay's GM Brian Gutekunst's job could be in jeopardy, or does Aaron Rodgers need a discount double check his own career? Remember, sports are great, but we need nothing with all those fans. This is episode number 26. Until next time, folks, be cool, stay safe, and keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz.